Hey guys, welcome to the Clubhouse. I'm Billy Jackson, and today's review is going to be on Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse. Just now taking my notes and everything for doing this video, I just realized that this is my first animated film since I started my channel, which is awesome. But doing a top 10 animated list is very difficult unless you guys specify what kind of animated top 10 list you want, like an animated heroes top 10 Disney, Pixar, DreamWorks, there's all different kinds of genres of animation, just like there is for live action. So it's very difficult to do, but I plan on doing one at the start of next year, so I will do a top 10 animated list for you guys. But if you want something specific, let me know in the comments below and I will do a list just for you. But anyway, on to the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I really enjoyed this movie. It's not the best movie of the year like a lot of people are praising it to be. It is awesome, and I'm not trying to down it or anything, but for me, it may be in a top 10 list, like 9 or 8 maybe, but the best movie of the year, a lot of people are saying that, and I get it. It is good, and this movie was not made for my generation. It's made for the people who got into the Ultimates and the comic books and stuff like that, and to the Miles Morales character, which this movie centers around. But it's really about all the Spider-Men and the different multiverses of the Spider-Men coming together to try to keep from the universes tearing apart and everybody dying. And I thought the story was really well put together. The animation is really what kind of drove me crazy at the beginning, and this is the first time this has been done where almost every kind of animation that you could think of doing is put into this film, which I thought is ambitious and great. It looked great, but there were moments. There was one moment in the first 15 minutes where I actually had to look around the theater and wonder if I'm in the wrong movie. If I was in a 3D version, because when you go into a 3D movie and you wear the glasses and you take them off, you see how it's like green, red, and blue, kind of filtering through each other. That's what it looked like in the background for a lot of the shots in this movie, and it was kind of driving me crazy. But they did it purposefully, but it did kind of make me focus on what was going on. But I like to see everything in a movie. I don't like for stuff in the background to be blurred, and that's kind of what this movie did. Now it doesn't do it the whole entire movie, but there are places in it that it does it. That's the only nitpick I have about this movie. Everything else was great. If you're a fan of the comic books, it is put together like a comic book on film, so it's not your typical animated feature like Incredibles 2 or anything like that. It's all kinds of things going on, and the multiverses are coming together, and let me tell you, this is an all-star cast, and I didn't even realize half the people that are in this movie, and I'm not going to name them all, but the ones I picked out while I was in the theater was Nicolas Cage was the number one, and Jake Johnson. He plays Peter Parker in the movie, and he's from New Girl. He's Mike from New Girl, my favorite character on that show. But I loved catching the voices, and then afterwards I saw there's a lot more. Oscar Isaac was in this. There's it's all-star cast. There's like 10 of them. Big actors. I'm not gonna go through them all, but there's a lot of them, and I was really impressed with what this movie accomplished, and is pleasing a lot of the fans. Now, I'm not gonna give it the highest score ever, because I really don't think it was made for my generation. I'm not a big Miles Morales fan. I'm not a fan of that Spider-Man. I'm a fan of Peter Parker's Spider-Man. Miles Morales comes from a different, separate universe. The Earth 616 universe is the Marvel universe that everything comes from in the comic books. And then there are other universes that other characters come from. Anyway, I'm not going to get into all that. You can watch the movie to figure it all out. But I will give this movie a solid 8 for an animated feature. it is great. And like I said, the only nitpick I really had about it was what was going on in the background. But the characters were awesome. The directing of this movie was awesome. The writing was incredible. The story was great. And I am a comic book fan, I don't get into reading them now, but I love the movies and the lore and pictures and, so I love just the whole lore behind comic books. But anyway, that's why I gave it such a high score, because that's what it does for me. But a lot of people are putting it at 9 or 10, so it might be a 9 or 10 for you. If you're not a fan of this kind of thing, it might be a 5 for you. But only go into this movie if you're a fan of animated movies and a fan of comic book movies, or just a Spider-Man fan. It's a great Spider-Man movie. I loved it for what it was. So that's what I give it. I give it an 8 for me. It was really great. Looking forward to seeing Bumblebee next weekend and Aquaman next weekend. So those reviews are coming, and I did finish The Haunting of Hill House. That's what's coming next. So stay tuned for that, guys. But let me know what you thought of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to like my videos and subscribe to my channel. And as always, make yourself happy every day. And the only way to do that is to remember, the only thing stopping you is you stopping. Bam!